What's up, YouTube? We got a yo-yo review to do today. This is the AHAY Polar Bear. Now, this was sent to me by my good friend Jeremy over at Return Top Shop. That's right, Jeremy MrYoyothrower, the man, the myth, the legend himself. The Polar Bear is a yo-yo that is from AHAY. It's meant to bridge the gap sort of between beginner and pro. Very similar to the way the Replay Pro is. It runs at about $15 US. I think it's closer to 20 Canadian dollars. But it's about 15 bucks US. And let's talk about it because it's pretty cool. So, first things first, let's get into the specs. The weight is 68.1 grams. So, slightly lighter than the Replay Pro, but still pretty hefty, which is good for a plastic. I like that. Diameter of the yo-yo is 56.1 millimeters, and the width is 44.5 millimeters, putting it right in that normal category. Very normal size shape, familiar comfortableness, and familiar feel. One of the coolest design aspects of this is this cup here. So you'll notice, like the Replay Pro, it's not really a finger spin friendly cup. Same thing with the recessed first base. Not really all that great for finger spins. However, this kind of has a nice little like matted finish in the cups. They're on both sides, and there's this little like dimple where you can see where the insert for the bearing seat is. And if you get your finger in there, as you saw in the intro, you can get a pretty decent finger spin out of it. So, definitely a finger spin capable yo-yo. I wouldn't say it's the easiest yo-yo to finger spin on by any stretch of anybody's imagination, but definitely a finger spin capable yo-yo. And I would say very comparable price range wise to and playability wise, as far as being stable and long spinning and smoothness, to the Replay Pro. I'd put them in the sort of the same category. It's a little smaller, a little lighter, so it's got that going for it. And the finger spin capable cup, also very, very cool. I would say it actually kind of plays like a cross between a Replay Pro and a first base. So it's kind of the same, a similar shape, size and shape to a first base. A little heavier than the first base. I think the first base is about 65 grams. So this is a little heavier than the first base. But the matted finish in here is very nice. The other finish, like this finish here, it's grindable. It's okay. It's not the best. I would say it's less sticky than the first base's finish, but still not like, I would prefer the Replay Pro for grinds than the Polar Bear, just because it's not blasted and the Replay Pro is. Like, it's got a matted finish on the Replay, and this one doesn't. But as far as spin times, stability, it's all very good. Exactly what you would expect out of a $15 plastic yo-yo, and it's pretty no frills as far as all things considered. So, I'm going to take a beating, going to be able to take some hits off the concrete. You're not going to mind carrying it around, and it's a good weight, a good shape, a good size, just overall a good value yo-yo. It's a nice yo-yo to have with you, to take around and, do stuff with. As far as smoothness is concerned, about the standard amount of vibe for a plastic yo-yo, in my humble opinion. It's about how vibey my Replay Pro is. It's a good yo-yo. It's a nice, solid, stable plastic yo-yo that's cheap. I was kind of waiting for something else like this to come out, and really very, very excited, and this is very cool because, like I said, it's sort of like a heavier, less smooth first base, just a little bit less smooth. So, like, if the first base was the first base plays a little more premium, I would say, than this, but the first base is $5 more. But this is sort of a very, like, good companion, I would say, or, like, comparable yo-yo to the Replay Pro, in that it sort of has a lot of the similar qualities of the Replay Pro. Very Very durable, very no frills, a little bit on the heavy side, and just overall a good player without, a whole lot extra going on, and a great price point at like 15 bucks. So I'm actually going to have a little bit of help out on this review. My buddy Waylon is actually going to go ahead and do the middle portion of the review where he tosses it around and tells you what he thinks. Waylon is on the Rain City team, and he was really excited. He wanted to help out with this review, and he's probably going to make fun of me as well. So enjoy that. Waylon, take it away, and I will be back with you guys to take this bad boy apart and do some pros and cons.
The undead of Orlando, Florida, walk the streets at night, appearing much like the rest, accepting their reflections conspicuously absent from the tapestry of glass.
What's up, Yo-Yo World? Waylon here. Gonna be helping out here on Throws and Brews today. So I got a throw, and I got a brew, and just having some fun, filming some stuff today. I'm gonna get this one in. Today we're talking about the AHAY polar bear. AHAY. It's a plastic yo-yo. Runs about 15 bucks. It comes from a Chinese company, AHAY. I hope I'm saying that right. Seems that's how you say it in America. So yeah, this yo-yo, as far as how it plays, it is vibey. There's an expected amount of vibe from an inexpensive yo-yo. However, it does play very well on the string. If you're not me, finger spins should be pretty easy on it. There is a small finger spin dimple on there. If you put your fingernail in there, it will spin there for a pretty long time. But I'm not very good at finger spins. It's not a trick that I find particularly interesting, so I don't practice it very much. Binds are pretty good. Pads took, I don't know, it was a couple of hours of play to get the pads to break in. At first I thought I was going to have to replace them. They were a little bit slippy at first, but once they're broken in, they feel pretty good. Spins a long time. It's got a good bearing in it. And it comes in at about 68 grams, and it doesn't feel anything like that on the string. I actually feel like I need to find a scale to see if that's accurate as far as the spec listing goes, because it feels a lot lighter than that. So just to wrap it up in a nutshell, make it real quick and let Thomas do his thing. It's not clunky. It's not heavy. It is vibey. It moves pretty well. It's comfortable in the hand. And I'd say for 15 bucks, yeah, you're getting your money's worth. I'm not mind blown or anything, but for 15 bucks, or as something to get for like a gift for a new player, absolutely, yeah. This goes in the buy it list, no questions asked.
All right, thank you, Waylon, for that. You can find all of Waylon's information down in the description of the video. Find his Instagram, his sponsor, Rain City Throws, and all that jazz. You can also find out where to buy this yo-yo as well. All the applicable links to all of this down in the description of this video. But let's go ahead and take this bad boy apart, show you what the guts look like, and we'll talk about that. So, machined very nicely, comes apart nice and smooth. It has those like insert bearing seats, the like brass inserts, kind of like you find on a Magic Yo-Yo Skyva or the CLYW stuff. Very nice, good construction. I like it. And same as like you'd get on the first base. Good construction. I like that. I like this type of way of constructing plastic yo-yos, having the bearing seat fit right into the molded plastic there. So very good. You can see the other side of the bearing seat is for the sort of finger spin hub. Works very well. Removes a little bit of center weight as well, I believe. Kind of gives you a nice heavy, rim feel to the yo-yo. As you can see, it's kind of got a little, it's sort of a rounded over 8 shape, very reminiscent of the Replay Pro, just maybe a little bit more organic than that. It's got a little nice little step there up to the response pads, which are those sort of clear, smoky pads that I'm always like, oh, this is a good pad. So no complaints there for me. The bind's very snappy, very good. Comes with a center track bearing. Very nice, very good, very usable. Nice and smooth, no complaints there. Same thing on the other side. You'll notice there's no matting. I'll probably sand this down and create that matte finish on it, and then I will probably bring this to work and play with it and leave it in my desk, because it's that kind of a yo-yo, you know? It's like kind of a toss in your bag, throw around, you know, not a serious, I mean, you know, you could, I guess, use it for competition. It spins pretty long time and is pretty stable, but I wouldn't call it necessarily a serious competition yo-yo or anything like that. I would put it, like I said, in the same category as the Replay Pro. Something extra, something fun to have around. You just want to throw a yo-yo. This is a very fun yo-yo. Like I said, it's kind of a sort of a cross between a Replay Pro and a First Base, which if you have either of those and are familiar with that, and you like those, you may want to pick this up, because very cool. It's a very fun yo-yo. I like it. Comes in a lot of different colors, very like crayon looking colors, which is cool. I like that. It's a yo-yo. It's a toy. It's a fun toy, and this is a fun toy for a good price. Let's do pros and cons of this thing. Pros, cheap, $15. Pick up 2, beat the hell out of them. Very durable. No frills really. Very similar to the Replay Pro in that regard. It's just some plastic with a bearing seat and a bearing, and everything works good. Everything works as intended. Just a nice, solid plastic yo-yo to beat around. Doesn't feel cheap at all. And certainly seems like it could take any punishment you could throw at it and still keep kicking. So, super pro there. Other pro, finger spins. Not gonna do them for you. Not gimmicky, designed around finger spins to where you're gonna get, like, you know, play diminished in some other aspect, but you're gonna be able to do them. This is nicely matted, so that it doesn't stick to your finger. And if you get your finger in there, as you saw in the intro to this video, you can get some good finger spins out of it. So, and some very long finger spins. So, very good in that regard as well. Cons, you know, it could have been, I kind of wish the blasting was all over so I could grind with it, but I can fix that. The gap is a little bit narrow, in my humble opinion, so it can get a little bit snaggy at times, but once I break the pads in a little bit more, that's going to be no problem. And the string I was using was probably a little too thick. So kind of a little bit of a more narrow gap than maybe you're used to. So, you know, use the correct width of string accordingly. And, you know, I mean, not a whole lot of bad to say about it. It's got a little bit of plastic vibe that you would expect. But for the $15 that you're going to pay for it, it absolutely lives up to that. It's worth every penny of those $15. And I'm going to beat mine around at work for a little while, throw it in my desk, because it's fun to play. It's got a cool weight distribution. And like I said, it's very similar to yo-yos that I like, but just sort of a kind of different take on that budget plastic, or, you know, intermediate plastic yo-yo. And very cool. Very cool yo-yo. I like it very much. Was done very, very well. AHAY did a good job. I like what AHAY has been doing. They seem to have just kind of emerged in the last couple of months, pumping out a few cool yo-yos. They're all on Return Top Shop, but all the links and everything are down in the description of this video, so make sure you guys check that out. And tell my buddy Jeremy that I sent you over there to go check out some yo-yos. Pick one of these up if you're doing some ordering from Return Top Shop over this holiday season, because you won't regret it. It'll be fun, and you may pick it up later and be like, oh man, this is a great yo-yo to bring to grandma's, just in case the kids decide to pick it up and bang it off of things, because it'll still be fine. So that's my recommendation. Pick one up. You're going to dig it. That's going to do it for me today, though, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers to you. Thanks for the help, Waylon. I'll see you guys next time.